What you frowning for is my need. Better let's talk about it. Oh, better let's talk about it. What's eating you up? Or you got some baby mama issues you're dealing with? Better let's talk about it. If 2-year-old is living.
This week, I found cause to worry about young men. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
All right, everybody, good evening. This is Amade Folami Agunbiade, and this is the Opportunity Spotlight. So today we will be spotlighting one opportunity that is available, that is ongoing. And if you're in that particular space in which you're looking at to make a jump at your career, it's an opportunity that we would advise you definitely to take a look at. I've been a beneficiary of a couple of these opportunities in the past. I think it was in 2013. General Electric, they had what they call the Lagos Garages program. It was a training program for rapid prototyping, 3D printing, quite a couple of business development and all that. And I learned a lot. That was 2014. Okay. That same year also, I got into the it's had their Easy Business program. I think it was called the Easy Business Millionaires Hunt. And there was 2 weeks of training at the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan Atlantic University in Lekki. And it was a great opportunity. They housed us for like 2 weeks. Okay, so for this particular session, we'll be spotlighting a particular opportunity, and that's how to apply for the 2024 LJLA Fellowship. That's the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy Fellowship. It's a fellowship that is sponsored by the Lagos State government. It's a fellowship in Nigeria. So people who, if you're between the age of 25 to 35 and you're looking to make the jump in your career, it's a good opportunity I would advise you to consider pursuing. So we'll take a look at it. What exactly is it? Okay, so we have a couple of details here. Okay, so we're taking that directly from their website. So the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy is a program that aims to build skills, awareness, and a nuanced perspective among young people to tackle challenges in various fields, including the public sector. It offers like first-hand experience with the process of governance at the state government level. Fellows will also participate in roundtable discussions with renowned leaders from both the public and private sectors, and partake in domestic and international policy trips. Okay, so that's what we have off the website. Purely off the website, that's what we have. Okay, so there are a couple of things that this particular opportunity is open till 25th of June. And some of you might wonder why exactly should you apply for this? A lot of times in our careers, we're faced in that situation in which sometimes you probably may feel that you are stuck. All right. Sometimes people work in jobs, and the jobs they work in, through no fault of the organization you work with, or through no fault of yourself, you may find that you just don't have the tools to make a jump between where you are and where you'd like to be. And so fellowship programs are a good opportunity for you to make that leap between careers. People will tell you that if from the And this is coming from my own personal experience as I've worked in quite a couple of places. I've worked in quite a couple of industries. People will tell you that sometimes you may work in a place and there might just not be opportunities for promotions as much as you would like. Perhaps you work under a boss in a small organization and the next step on the ladder is for you to be promoted to become the boss. And the owner of the organization is not going anywhere. Or perhaps you work in an organization where it's highly structured and regimented, okay, until the person above you retires, okay, or person has to leave. You probably won't get promoted. So fellowships are a good opportunity because they afford you the chance to make that lateral leap. And this is one such opportunity. Okay, so we'll jump into it in a couple of details. Like was mentioned on the website, what we have here, it's a 1-year fellowship. Okay, it means that you would undergo quite a couple of trainings. You would work with parastatals, heads of parastatals. It's a paid fellowship, and from what I know, fellows are given accommodation in a tastefully furnished apartment during the course of their program. All right, there are a couple of benefits. So let's just jump into what the benefits are. If you want to apply for this opportunity, the website is www.ljla.academy. We are meant to have the project lead on this particular live stream, but she had a scheduling issue at last minute. So we would reschedule her. Okay, so just have this, go through the application process, and then if you have questions, just watch out this for. We will get on a subsequent live stream sometime before the end of this week. Okay, so yes, so a couple of things. What are the benefits? One of the benefits, as I'm aware, is this competitive remuneration. It is said that I guess they'll be paid competitive wages, what you would earn if you were working in the private sector, okay, for that particular role. So it's a 1-year fellowship. Another advantage to the fellowship is there's this heavy focus on leadership development. I am aware that people who were available for past fellowships, some of the people that trained them were leaders of captains of industries. We're talking about someone like Aigboje, AIG Imokwede. Also, I think that was like the chairman of Access Bank. So it's an opportunity for people to meet with captains of industries, with local leaders, with political leaders. They have sessions with the governor and his deputy. The sessions with training sessions with royal leaders in Lagos, training sessions with tech leaders. All right, spread all throughout the 1-year fellowship. So that's. I am not certain if there's any state government in Nigeria that is packing as much opportunity and training in 1 year as this program. Okay, and in fact, I probably would apply for this program if not for the fact that I have aged out of it. Okay, the cutoff age, you have to keep at the back of your mind, the cutoff age to apply for this program is 35 years of age. So, and this is for those of you who know me personally. You've worked with me in one capacity or the other. We worship in the same church, we live in the same neighborhood, and you've come on some of the sessions that we have run in-house. Okay, this is one opportunity that I think will transform your life. All right, for this year and next year, if you can get in. So it's extremely competitive. From what I heard, they have a lot of applications, and I think they select about 30 people every year. Okay, so but if you are watching this and you happen to reside in Lagos, that gives you a huge advantage. All right, so okay, you also have work experience. It's said that the fellows during the 1 year fellows would, during the 1-year program, all right, they would receive direct mentorship from the governor and members of Lagos State Executive Council through quarterly ministerial rotations. All right. Also, during the 1-year program, the fellows will serve as a special assistant to the governor. They will shadow cabinet members and participate in high-level meetings. Additionally, they will also engage in one-on-one coaching with industry experts through various platforms. The general focus is to more like general focus is holistic growth to get you to that point in which you can see governance, you can see leadership, you can see administration, management from the holistic lens. You understand exactly how government policies are formulated and how they come to affect people's day-to-day decisions generally. So the work experience, from what I've been told, is unparalleled. There's something they call capstone. I may not be able to speak on the capstone benefits. I guess when we have the project lead here physically, when we have the project lead on the subsequent live stream, she'll talk to us about it. They also have what they call the fellowship network. And the fellowship network means that you will meet with people who have been previous fellows. In my conversation with a member of the faculty, one of the things that was highlighted was that a lot of the fellows, people who have applied previously, they got a lot of applications from branch MDs of banks, heads of different private sector organizations. So if you get in, when you get in, you would end up finding out that you've just expanded your network, the circle of people that you know in business and professional settings, they would expand. So it's a great opportunity for that. Also, so how do you apply? A couple of things you have to keep at the back of your mind. The application is online. I will navigate to the application. So if you go to the website is the ljla.academy. As you can see on the screen, yes, this is the eligibility criteria. You have to be a Nigerian. Okay. You have to be a Nigerian to apply. So it's not at least 2 years work experience between the age of 25 to 35 years of age and hold the minimum of HND or bachelor's program. Okay, you ideally should have completed your NYSC or have an exemption certificate. Okay, but the good thing about this is on the 5th. So if you're still currently like a 7 core member and you want to apply for this and you are certain that you would pass out before June 25th, then I would strongly suggest that you put your application together and you have in mind that you apply before the deadline. Okay, so deadline is 25th. You apply on the website. If you come to the website, I think there's an application button there. So you just register. And once you click on the registration link, it will take you to a place here so you can input your username and password. Let's just quickly do that. Let's see. Let's type in the username. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, so some of you wonder why exactly are we having this particular session? My focus for, of course, definitely I have to, so that you can't, okay, let me just use a regular password. Okay. The reason why we're having this as a focus is because it's not just enough to tell people that they should improve themselves. You also kind of have to show people the way. Okay, and we're hoping that through these opportunities we'll be doing a lot of this in the weeks and months to come. We'll spend a lot of time in which we'll spotlight a particular opportunity, and then once we spotlight the opportunity, we'll walk you through the process of applying. Okay, because opportunities like this can change your life. Okay, so this when you enter the pages, a couple of things you would see. They'll ask you a question: are you a Nigerian? Work experience over 2 years? What's your age bracket? And then you choose. Okay, either OND or HND, NYSC certificate, yes. And then you upload a photograph of yourself. Okay, you put your full name, your first name. If you're a Mr. Miss, if you're older, you put it there. So let's call ourselves Mr. Webb. Okay, so Mr. Webb sign up so. And then you enter your date of birth, your sex, male or female, whether you're single, you're married, and then the rest of your details. Then once you have this, you click on it and you move on to the next. So it's a fairly straightforward application form, the way the application form is structured. So those are a couple of things at the back of your mind. I would strongly, and I know some of you, for those of you who have met me personally, there's just so much that people can teach you. A lot of the times you have to look beyond your immediate circle of opportunities. For a lot of people, what they focus largely on is they're looking to apply for either a job, and once they get the job, that's it. Or some people are focused on they want to travel out. But in this particular case, we're saying that fellowship opportunities are a good opportunity to grow your circle beyond whatever industry you're in. For example, if you studied, let's assume you studied a course like maybe like transportation, for instance. I don't know where that came in. If you study transportation as a course, for instance, you need, for you to build like reputation in the transportation industry, you need to know policymakers, you need to know people in the Ministry of Transportation, you need to know people, you need to have people in your circle who are like have background in engineering, have a bit of background in finance. And a lot of times, most jobs that people pick up, they don't expose you to a wide array of people. Okay, fellowship programs are like they're like creating a school environment for people who are working or people who are like in the professional circle. Because usually once you graduate from school, most people, if you don't go out of your way to try to build relationships, you won't meet people. Okay, so, and over the course of the next couple of months, like I said, every single week we'll find opportunities, we'll spotlight opportunities to raise funds for your startups, for projects you're working on, opportunities to enter into new industries, opportunities for travel. This one is particularly interesting because people who enter into the fellowship program, all right, part of the plan for fellows is that they will be involved in both domestic and international travel for policy conversation. So it's a great thing. All right, so we've spoken about it, the application process, you apply online. So that's the first. Then after the online application, once you're done with this particular online application, the online application, like is on the screen, the website page is ljla.academy. So once you're done imputing your personal information and all that, the next stage of the application program is a computer-based test. Okay, so if you do not have experience, you probably want to go online and check up a couple of resources for computer-based tests. I don't know what the exams look like, but I want to assume that the exams fall in the category of what you will see with GMAT applications. So you may want to get, and by GMAT, let me clear what GMAT is. Okay, I think GMAT is Graduate Management Aptitude Test. All right, so the CBT should be in GMAT format. All right, again, once we have the project lead rescheduled to be a part of this call, during the course of the week that's coming, we will be able to let you know more about that. Okay, so the application should be like GMAT format. Okay, so after you're done with the online application, the next stage that you'll be called for is the computer-based test. And then after that, you'll be required to write an essay. Okay, and then after the essay, I think there's interviews. So, all right, just a minute. I need to pull up a couple more information from you. Okay, one of the things you may have to keep at the back of your mind if you're applying for this is that it's a full-time engagement. So, if you work in the public sector, you might need to get permission from the people you work with, your boss. If you work with maybe like a government agency, let's assume you work with the state government, for instance, you may need to get like a written letter of recommendation or so from your boss to apply. It just helps the process. If you work for a private organization, it helps for you to helps for you to be able to get if you work with private, it helps for you to be able to get a letter of recommendation from that as well. So after the computer-based test, the next stage for the application process is written communication. You will be required to write an essay, and then finally the admission process. Okay, so we'll talk about who can apply. Like mentioned much earlier on their website, the application, this particular application favors individuals who are between the age of 25 to 35. Okay, ideally you should have had 2 years, minimum of 2 years of work experience. Okay, I don't know how that is factored in to 2 years of work experience. But I should think that if you've done your youth service, or if you are like those people that have worked before youth service, the youth service should factor in as 1 year. So be a Nigerian, a 2-year work experience, you should be between 25 to 35 years of age, minimum of HND or bachelor's degree, and have an NYSC certificate or exemption certificate. So those are like the key things you require to apply. So we'll go across. If you need more information, there are a couple of numbers to call. So I'll just leave that on the screen for a few minutes so that you can take a look at it. So just call those 2 phone numbers you have on the screen if you need more information. Perhaps you're thinking that you want to put in an application. You fall between the criteria you think you can make an application in. It's a 1-year fellowship program. And trust me when I say this, fellowship programs will change your life. I've been beneficiary of countless. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this show, 2014, General Electric had the Lagos Garage program. At that program, I got to meet Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Okay, we had a large cohort of people. The instructors were Americans. That was in 2014. That program also opened up the door for me to be a part of another training program that was organized by Shell. So in 2014 was a crazy year. I was part of General Electric Lagos Garages. It was a 6-week training program. After that, I got a week training program and a 1-year accelerator program by Shell Nigeria Exploration and Petroleum Company, also SNEPCO. And they gave us funding about, at that time, I think at the exchange rate then, the funding was about 750,000 naira then, about $4,000 or so back then. And there was a 1-year training program that was held in Lagos Island. They actually opened up an office space. And then after that also opened up the door to a training program by Etisalat Easy Business. There was a 2-week training program at the Enterprise Development Center, Pan Atlantic University. And what being a part of those fellowship programs did for me personally was I expanded the circle of people that I had access to. And so I am at that point in my career, I found that when to get things done, you want to either start a project, fund a project, or seek counsel or advice on project. You have a wide span of people that you have known. And they are not your classmates, because typically your classmates from school will know just the things that you know. So you have a wide circle of people. I'm talking about 10 years ago. But those 10 years ago, there are people who I met in those programs that they changed the course of my career in 10 years. So I would strongly suggest, if you see opportunities for fellowship applications, take them. Okay, so there are a couple of frequently asked questions. So we'll just go through some of them. One of the first questions is there an application fee? Okay, there's no application fee. All right, for participating in this particular, that one is pretty much straightforward. There's no application fee to participate. When will application for the next cohort of this fellowship begin? The next cohort will started on Wednesday this week. Okay, so that was April 17th, and it closes by June. I think 25th of June. Okay, another question is that, is it a paid fellowship? Yes, you get paid. You get paid remuneration, a salary that matches what people would earn for that, what you would earn if you are working in private sector. Standard remuneration for 1 year. Okay. up on the screen, you'll see like a picture of these are like past fellows in the program who are on the screen. Okay. The fourth, how many recommendation letters do you need? At some point, by the time you are done with the CBT, you will need to have, you would need to support your application with your recommendation letter. Okay, one of it is you need one from academia, another one from your workplace. So, from my own understanding, the recommendation letter that means that if you will need a recommendation letter from your school. So, if you are looking to apply for this, I would strongly suggest that you have it in mind that you may have to reach out to your school, whatever school you graduated from. Somebody in your school, probably, maybe a lecturer or so, and then see how you can arrange for a recommendation letter. The reason why I would suggest that you start that early in the process, because a lot of times some of these things are extremely difficult for you to master immediately. A lot of times if you need those transcripts or recommendation letter, you have to inform them in advance. So, can people living with disabilities apply? Okay, so that's the next question. And I think yes, they strongly welcome people. So if, for example, you have any form of disability, you are blind, you don't see clearly, you have a bit of difficulty walking, you use wheelchairs, crutches, and so you have one form of disability or the other. I'm not sure if they have a quota for that, but you are strongly advised to apply, and you should indicate it during your application. Then, you need to have professional work experience. Yes, you need professional work experience. When we get the project lead on the call, she will schedule about an hour and a half before we started. So, scheduling issues. But when we get her on the call during the course of this week, she will speak more about this, the kind of professional work experience that you can use. Because a lot of times we have professional work experience and we don't realize we have them. Okay, and then finally, can I work while on the program? From what I am told, this is quite rigorous. It's rigorous training. They practically will be training you from morning till night. You will be meeting with heads of government, cabinet members, local leaders, moving around parastatals and the rest, people in. So I'm not sure you can combine this. And I think it's one of their requirements. You can't combine this with regular work. I think that's one reason why they require that anybody who's applying for this should sort of like get permission from whoever it is that they're currently working with. Okay, what are the benefits of being a fellow of the program? What are the benefits? I'll quickly pull up a couple of the benefits. We mentioned it much earlier in the stream, but we'll pull it up again and see. Okay, so if you look at the screen, let me just read off the screen. So what are the benefits? Just as stated much earlier, as a fellow of the academy, you receive competitive remuneration and be accommodated in tastefully furnished apartments during the course of the fellowship. The fellows will receive direct mentorship from Mr. Governor and members of the Lagos State Executive Council through the quarterly ministerial rotations. During the one-year program, fellows will serve as a special assistant to Mr. Governor, shadow cabinet members, and participate in high-level meetings. Additionally, fellows will engage in one-on-one coaching with industry experts through various platforms, fostering holistic growth and preparing you for future success. Fellows will receive continuous multi-source feedback on leadership skills and performance. Fellows will be exposed to an innovative and dynamic learning curriculum through public and private sector learnings. You also enjoy access to intimate interactive sessions with renowned world leaders and take part in local and international policy trips. So those are the benefits. So what does the application process look like? I will pull that up on the screen. Like I've mentioned that earlier, but I'll just pull that up on the screen and then. Okay. So the first is you fill and submit the application form, which was shown much earlier. That application form, you fill and submit it on the website. So if you go to the website, which we mentioned much earlier, you go to apply now. Okay. So once you register, you fill that and you submit the application form. Okay, I've already registered them, but Then you would be informed to do an aptitude test, computer-based aptitude test, followed by an essay. There's a critical thinking and written communication essay, and then finally, you do a competency-based interview. Okay, so I'm telling this up front for those people so that if you want to join, if you want to apply, if you have it at the back of your mind, have it in mind that these are the couple of things that you need to do. Okay, so that's it for this application. This is a very, very short call. It's not a usual 1.5 hour session. I think we've practically come to the end of the call. If you have time during the course of the coming week, on Tuesday, we will have alongside with us on the call Mr. Gboyega Adebajo. Mr. Gboyega was the former head of the forex market at the former Diamond Bank. Okay, and he'll be talking to people, listening to people, members of our community and our network, about their business ideas. Okay, so he's going to be asking you questions. So people on Tuesday, on this particular Tuesday, people will be submitting, people will be talking, discussing their business ideas, and Mr. Gboyega will be joining us. So if you have time on Tuesday, 23rd April by 5 p.m. West African time, just log in, join us, and then you'll hear. All right? So log in, join us, and you'll hear someone who would talk to you about to judge your business ideas and career ideas. If you're just joining, we just ran through the application process for the 2024 Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy Fellowship. Okay, it's a fellowship sponsored by Lagos State Government. It's a 1-year fellowship, paid fellowship by Lagos State Government to train future leaders. And I do not think, and for those of you who know me professionally, know me personally, I do not think there's any state government, all right, on the African continent who is investing in this kind of leadership training. From the quality, I'm telling you, one of my biggest regrets is that I have aged out of the application window. I can't apply for this personally, all right, because it's a great opportunity for anybody who wants to get in. So if you are between the age of 25 to 35, and you have at least 2 years work experience, and you've finished your youth service, or you are sure that you would have wrapped up your youth service by the 25th of June, all right, please feel free to apply. Okay, so if you need help with, I'll do something, because I noticed that not too many people on this call. If you need help with your application process, I'm willing to give 5 people the opportunity to sit down and listen on the application. So just 5 people. It's completely, I'm not asking you for money or anything, so that you guys will not be afraid. It's just, I'll just sit down, and if you need help with your application process, that's what we'll do. All right, so I think we're done for today. So thank you very much for being a part of today's session. If you have any questions, do we have any questions? Okay, so I have a couple of comments by Peter Anolopo. He says that, thank you, also tried registering, but the section for uploading, there's no clarity. I don't understand what you mean, Mr. Peter. Can you clarify? Can you come on the chat and properly? I don't understand what you mean by this. Okay, so I have Fumi is asking me to do a quick recap. Okay, so I'll do a quick recap for those people who are late to this call, and then we'll end it. All right, so a quick recap. Well, so far, this is what we've spoken about. First, we're talking about how to apply for the 2024 LJLA Fellowship, and I mentioned that okay, just a minute. So Fun Splash is saying that those whose NYS they won't be ready till July. Do we apply? I will tell you that there's no harm in you applying. That's what I would say. Okay. I've told a lot of stories during this call. The summary of the stories is that there are things I've applied for that I wasn't qualified for. Okay, because I'll tell you that when it comes to applying for some of these opportunities, you'll be shocked that at some particular point they may end up getting, if they get 1,000 applications, maybe about, sometimes I've gotten into things that a lot of people applied, and of everybody that applied, 950 people who applied, they were trash applications. So I just got in just on the basis of the fact that I applied. Okay, fun story. In 2014, when I applied for the Shell Livewire Innovation program, I think they wanted to select 20 people. They made so much noise about it and all that. Okay, 21. So I got into the Shell Livewire program in 2014 just because not too many people applied. Okay, in fact, I still have a friend who I told to apply. If that my friend had applied, she probably would have gotten in there. Okay, because they had to pick 20 out of 21 people. I'm talking about Shell Livewire now, so I don't know how many people will apply for this. Okay, because I think this is the second year or so. All right, so there are some things that the best time to get things before they become too popular. So if you meet the eligibility criteria, fine. But if you do not meet, I would still suggest that you really can never tell anyway. The process of applying, even if you're not selected, it forces you to think through. They force you to think about your life and then to properly put your life on a growth trajectory. Okay, so that's about that. Raphael Inyang says that I thought it was only for graduates. I saw it on Monday. Yes, you actually have to be a graduate, so you have to have at least an HND. Okay, you have to have at least an HND. Raphael, I see you are trying to connect. Let me just do a quick recap because I don't want this call is not supposed to be a long call. It's just supposed to be. It's in-house. It's for in-house people. It's not for. It's not for everybody. This is just an in-house thingy. So let me just do a quick recap and then we'll wrap up the stuff. So today we'll be talking about how to apply for the 2024 Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy Fellowship. It's a fellowship by the Lagos State Government, 1 year fellowship in which fellows get to move around the entirety of the state, meet with head of parastatals. They function as special assistants to the governor and the deputy. They meet with cabinet members, okay, and they participate in high-level policy conversations, both inside and outside the country. You have to apply by June 25th via that website, www.ljla.academy. Okay, so what exactly is it? Like I mentioned much earlier, while we're doing the recap, while we're doing the intro, it's a 1 year academy, all right, in which government, in which you would basically function as special assistant. That's it. And then you get trained with heads, captains of industry. What are the benefits of being a fellow? Well, top of the list, the first benefit is competitive remuneration. You will be paid a salary, industry level salary. What's industry level salary? And then they will accommodate you in a tastefully furnished apartment. Practically, all right. They will spend a lot of money and time on leadership development. MDs of GMs of banks or multinational corporations of parastatals will mentor you. They will teach you. They will train you. You benefit from the work experience. You will see the way government actually functions. Okay, so you get to meet local community leaders, obas, baales, okay, heads of traditional government. You get to meet heads of local government. You get to meet cabinet members. That means the governor's executive. You get to meet legislative members of the House of Assembly. You get to meet captains of industry and then also the governor and the deputy. There's a benefit called capstone. I don't have details about that. When we get MS, the project lead, on a subsequent call, she will explain more in detail. Also, you get to expand your fellowship network. So those are the benefits. How do you apply for it? You apply online with that website, as we mentioned. There are 4 stages in the application. The first stage is you apply online. The second stage, once you're done with the application online, you will be invited to do a computer-based test, which ideally will be based on GMAT format. And then there will be written communication and essay, and then the admission process. You get admitted. So who can apply? Like we mentioned earlier, who can apply? The people who can apply: Nigerian 2 years work experience between 25 to 35 years of age, more of HND or bachelor's degree, and then you should typically have an NYC certificate or an exemption certificate. All right. I would advise that if you do not have one, still throw in your application. Okay. Sometimes even if you are not qualified for things, entering the process, you may end up being a strong candidate. You may be a strong candidate just because other people did not apply. So, okay, so take out your time and if you need more information, just call these phone numbers and tell them that tell them Dr. Adefolami sent you. Okay, they may not know me, but at least just tell them that. Okay, so we went through a couple of frequently asked questions. Is there an application fee? The answer is no. When will application for the next cohort begin? Application started April 17th, closes June 25th this year. Is it a paid fellowship? Yes, you get paid. How many recommendation letters do you need? You need 2 recommendation letters, one from academia, that means one from your school, and one from your workplace. I'm mentioning it right now because for those who want to apply, it's best to kickstart the process of getting the recommendation letters early. Some of these things take time. You may be surprised to the school you graduated from. It may take you as much as 2 months, and that will bring you close to the application deadline. So the earlier you get started with it, the better. If you are disabled, you are strongly encouraged to apply. So if the person, you have a form of functional disability, you are blind, you can't talk, you are deaf, you probably use crutches, or you have some form of impairment or the other, please apply and then indicate on it. Do you need to have professional work experience to apply? Yes, you need to. You should have worked for at least 2 years. I think working for a year in NYSC setting should qualify as one. So if you probably had worked prior to your NYSC, if you are like a core member, it's a good thing. Can you work while you're on the program? Unfortunately, the answer is no, you can't. So because it's extremely intensive. So if you have to, and that's why I guess they need letters of recommendation from your workplace to indicate that your boss or wherever it is you are working will release you, and they are open to keeping your job open till you come back or so. I don't know details about that. When we get the project lead on the call subsequently this week, we'll trash that out. Okay, what are the benefits? We've mentioned the benefits, so I won't go over that again. Apart from being paid and expanding your circle of influence and learning how government works and building relationship with people in government who have the capacity to change your life, there are lots of. Okay, and then we said, what does the application process look like? Stage 1, fill and submit the application form. Stage 2, the aptitude tests, so computer-based tests. Stage 3, essay, critical thinking, and written communication. And then the final stage is a competency-based interview. All right. So I think that's basically the recap. So everybody who was part of this call, thank you for joining us. This has been the we've been spotlight for this weekend has been the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy 2024 fellowship program. Then we're asking you to apply for it. That's basically what we've been doing. We'll try at least once a week to find an opportunity, global opportunities that would expand your career, opportunities for fundraising for whatever business or project ideas you have, opportunities to expand your social circle, to boost your career skills. So we'll try this out, and if you do apply, please let us know. If you get in, let us know and all that, so that at least we can see the impact that what we're doing is having in the world. So we spent 50 minutes on this call. I think I'll just read a couple of comments and then we'll close out. Okay, I'm not sure what this means. Peter is waiting on the call list. Mr. Peter, I don't know what that means. Since you know me one-on-one, if you need more information, just send me a WhatsApp message or give me a call. Okay, finally, just one more thing. If you need further information, just go to the website. Okay, the website is ljla.academy. Just go to the website. If you need further information, apply online at that website, or you call these phone numbers. So I'll leave that on the screen for like a minute. I'll leave that on the screen for a minute, and then I'll just do a couple of like a 1 minute rant, and then we'll close out the show for today. All right. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this particular session, the best thing anybody can do for you is give you opportunity. All right. Even if they give you money, you probably will finish spending it. So the best you can is, and you have to be on the lookout for opportunity. Okay. It's a bit difficult nowadays because lots of people are looking for, everybody's hungry for opportunity. And this is the reason why we're making this like an in-house thing. If you follow the things we do, the productions we put together, or the sessions or conversations that we host, we will do this. We'll try to do this on a weekly basis. Okay. My own dream as a person is, what I consider as profit is to look back at the end of my life and see that people's lives have been transformed. Okay. I consider that as a profit. If I can identify and say that, okay, these are the people who have stood by me, people who either through me or their lives are better. Okay. And so as we come across opportunity on a weekly basis, we'll try to compile them and put them together and walk you through how to apply for them. Okay. For this process, you also need to have capacity to be able to, because it's largely written, you need to have capacity to be able to increase your writing skills. Luckily, there are tools that are available. You have Grammarly, you have also other AI platforms that are also available. I would not advise you to use AI to write your applications. I would advise you that if you want to do an application, you should try to do the application. Even if you use artificial intelligence writing platforms, AI assistants to write, try to modify so that it carries your voice. Okay? I'm just saying, for those guys who scale through and if you get to the point in which you are required to write an essay or show up for the CBT, just try to improve your writing skills. Okay, so there's opportunity all across the world. You just have to look for it. Young, I see you on the call. You can always call me afterwards. This is not a regular show, so we're not taking in calls we will do on regular shows. So, ladies, gentlemen, thank you very much for spending your Saturday evening with us. We'll see you on Tuesday. Okay, if you are here on Tuesday, we will be hosting Mr. Boyega Adebaju, and we're talking about how to judge your business or career ideas. It's Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. Okay, still here. So if you have business ideas or project ideas or career ideas that you're working on, perhaps you're trying to build a training or learning hub for people in secondary school or something, like to explain a complex subject or so, I would strongly suggest you call into Tuesday's live stream and try to get them to sound off on your ideas. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any other questions, please send your emails to advice@darkpod.com. Raphael Young says he has ideas. Of course, I know you have ideas. That's why we're doing this. So we're done for today. I'll see you on the next one.
What you frowning for is my need. Let's talk about